Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Mentor I Wish I Had. We are going to cover off a really important question today. And it's probably a question which is on the minds of millions of people around the world, especially when so many people are on social media being presented with videos that the only way forward in life is to run your own business. Well, the stats don't tell you that. About 99% of the world actually have full-time jobs. Only 1% of the world are entrepreneurs. So the question is, guys, am I an entrepreneur? Yes, you looking through the camera right now, watching this video, are you an entrepreneur? By the end of this video, I'm going to equip you with 4 questions, 4 very simple questions that you'll be able to ask yourself whether you're in a situation or a position where you could be a very successful entrepreneur. But before we jump into the video today, let's just pause for a second and take a look at who I am and why I set up this YouTube channel. Before we jump into today's video, a short introduction from me. My name is Jonny Garrett, and over the past 7 years, I have built my own British independent luxury watch brand into a 7-figure business, all while grinding away at Britain's largest bank in London. With no investors, no debt, and no mentor, it was a challenging and lonely journey. I worked day and night meeting with hundreds of successful business owners who shared their lifelong knowledge with me to unlock everything I have achieved today. Why spend the next 7 years of your life learning the hard way when I can share that knowledge with you for free right now? So if you are ready to commit to your business dreams, hit that subscribe button now. Okay guys, welcome back. Am I an entrepreneur? One of the most important questions that I think is on so many people's brains around the world, and it's something that you really need to think through and consider. So I'm going to equip you with 4 questions. That's right, 4 questions, very simple. And by the end of the video, you will be able to ask yourselves and assess what kind of situation you are in. So question number 1 is categorized around mindset, okay? Every successful entrepreneur has to have a healthy, successful, driven mindset to begin with, to give them the platform to be able to climb Mount Everest, which is exactly what it's like to become a successful entrepreneur. So the first question is, do you feel like you are destined for greater things? Do you feel like you are destined for greater things? Write this down. Now, I call this a burning desire, okay? So you would have seen in the introductory video that I used to work full-time in a bank, in Britain's largest bank, in fact, based in London. And when I was working there, I was always asking myself the question, what impact am I actually having on the world doing the job that I'm doing? Now, I will just caveat that I did actually really enjoy my job. I actually really enjoyed the people that I worked with. And I know that there's going to be people who feel either the same way or also thinking, well, Jonny, I absolutely hate my job. I hate the people that I work with, and I can't wait to run my own business. But the question that you got to ask yourself within that is, what kind of impact are you having on the world right now? Do you care? Okay? Are you quite content in the job that you're doing? Are you quite content that you enjoy it? And you're not really too concerned as to the impact or the footprint that you're leaving on the planet. This is where that entrepreneurial flame really comes in, or the fuel is added to the fire. Okay? The second subcategory within do you feel like you're destined for greater things is purpose and fulfillment. Do you feel like you're constantly sort of searching for true purpose in life? Do you feel like you're waking up every day and you're not feeling fulfilled? Something that I try and search for every single night that I go to bed is I like to feel like I have done everything that I possibly could in that day to feel fulfilled. Do you know, like when you eat a lovely slice of pie and you just feel that warm sort of fuzzy feeling inside? I want to go to bed feeling like that every day because I feel like I have a purpose and I feel fulfilled. If you're feeling like your job isn't giving you that, it could be one of 2 things. It may just mean that you need a change in job or a change in sector or a change in career. But it could also mean, guys, that you actually are deep down an entrepreneur and you are searching to be able to go from a job or from the corporate world into the creative world. The other thing that I'd say within this section is, do you find yourself genuinely enjoying listening to podcasts about business, about self-development, about growth, Because if you're listening to these and they are enjoyable and you're passionate about it, and you find yourself just speaking to maybe not all your friends, but a select amount of friends who have a similar kind of thinking to you about it, then these are all telltale signs that you have that burning desire or feel like you are destined for greater things. Now, it's very hard to put into words if you're not feeling that way, how it feels. It's like you have a little voice in your head, and some people are going to think that I sound crazy now, but it's like there's a little voice in your head that's telling you, or just itching away at you, just digging away like, you need to be doing something about this. You need to be doing something about this. And every day you feel guilty and more guilty and more guilty when you're not acting on it, until it hurts so much that that burning desire becomes a big flame, and one day you will act, okay? That's point number one, mindset. Do you feel like you're destined for greater things? That's what I like to call a burning desire. Point number two, early signs. What do I mean by that? When you were younger, were you showing early signs of being an entrepreneur? Were you showing early signs of having a hustle mentality? Were you going into school and taking the sandwiches that maybe your mom or dad made or that you made, and you're trying to flip them in the school canteen? Were you doing a Saturday job? Were you doing a paper round? Were you washing cars? And I say washing cars because I had a car washing business with a friend of mine, and we did that for a few years, and it was actually remarkable. Every Saturday, rain, wind, sun, clouds, we would be there. We'd have our certain round that we would do across 2 different estates. On some weekends, we'd be washing north of 10 cars, and we actually saved up thousands of pounds in our early teens. Now, if we didn't have that entrepreneurial mindset, why would we even consider buying the equipment, buying the washing up, buying the bucket, buying the sponge, buying the chamois leather, investing in all of the car detailing equipment that we needed to be able to knock on doors and be brave enough to say, hey, we would love to wash your car. This is how much we charge. Please put faith in us that we will do a good job with your precious vehicle. So were you doing this from a young age? Because guys, this is really a telltale sign as to whether you have that entrepreneurial flair in you, because it's natural. It just comes as a natural flair within that you want to get out there and you want to do something more, and you want to feel, I guess, over and above the average person to be able to have that dogged mentality and work ethic. And a point that I want to jump out now with as well is I would love to hear what these businesses were. So please comment below in the video and let me know, what were your young entrepreneurial businesses that you were doing? I'm talking about the businesses that you were doing in your teens. I would love to hear more from you on exactly what that was. So think about, did you have any early signs? It may have not even been a physical business. It could have been an online business. Another example of something that I did was I grew a gentleman's luxury lifestyle Instagram account to about 26,000 followers, where I was sharing lifestyle images of beautiful homes, of cars, of holidays, of different aspirational men's lifestyle images. And I grew up to a really great following there. And it just showed that was another sign all these years later that I ended up running and growing a luxury online business. It's no coincidence, it's no luck that years earlier I grew an Instagram account to 26,000 followers sharing images of luxury men's aspirational lives, okay? So point number 2 was early signs. When you were younger, were you showing entrepreneurial signs of running a business? Question number 3 is all around creativity. And the question is, in your job, are you always the sort of wacky person coming up with what I call blue sky, creative, out of the box entrepreneurial ideas? Are you sat in your team meetings and all of the similar questions are being talked about, and you're the person who's just coming up every single day with ideas that are completely out of the box and wacky to other individuals, but are actually super entrepreneurial? As an example, I worked in a bank for actually over a decade. I worked in 2 of the largest banks in Britain. And every time that I was in meetings, I would always like to take a step back and think without a financial hat on, and think actually about the human side of things. What will the customer actually think about this? Rather than just thinking about profit and loss and balance sheet, if I was a human being walking into a bank branch or being pitched this deal right now, how would I feel? Not how would I think, but how would I feel? Because the true entrepreneurs are the people that can connect with another human being and think about how they feel and not how they think. Because at the end of the day, when you're trying to produce a product or a service, you are trying to reach through and connect with the human being on the other side. And that doesn't connect to their brain, it connects to their gut and to their heart, okay? So when you're thinking about the wacky ideas in team meetings, don't worry. That is just your entrepreneurial observations that other people in that room might not be able to understand. And let's not forget, going back to the statistic I said at the beginning, 99% of people on the planet don't actually run a business. Only 1% do. And this channel is set up for the 1% of people who are either running a business or are in a job and considering becoming an entrepreneur. So don't worry if people around the world or within your environment or your family or friends or colleagues don't understand you. That's fine. I understand you. Don't worry. Okay. So that's point number 3 and question number 3. The final point is around self-motivation. And the question is this: are you self-motivated and driven in life? So are you the person who's waking up having drive, having consistency, having passion, having motivation, being inspired? Do you sometimes listen to motivational videos on YouTube? Do you set your alarm clock early? Do you wake up early, work early, or even are you a night person? So do you go to bed late at night, but do you work until the early hours in the morning? My preference is to get up early and work early. I think the early bird catches the worm, but there's no right or wrong answer. It's just about trying to fit in as much productivity as you can into the 24 hours within a day. Now, when I say, guys, are you driven by something in life? It doesn't always have to be work. Are you motivated by the gym? Are you motivated by sports? Are you super driven by self-improvement, by productivity, by education? Do you want to try and cram as much productivity into a day as possible? It doesn't always just have to be work. You may be super disciplined or courageous or brave or a risk taker in a certain area of your life. And that certain area can be carried and transitioned into entrepreneurialism and running your own business, okay? And also what I'd say, guys, as well is if you're not self-motivated, or you are, but you don't know what channel to be able to put that into, don't worry, because you don't also have to be a solo founder. You could be a co-founder where you could actually bounce off each other and motivate each other to be self-motivated. Running your own business, especially whilst holding down a full-time job, is one of the most difficult tasks you will ever do in your life, full stop. Self-motivation is such an important skill, and that's why I'm asking you this, guys, super early on now, so that you know just how huge the mountain is that you have to climb. In summary, the 4 questions to ask yourself: do you feel like you are destined for greater things? Question 1. When you were younger, were you showing early signs of being an entrepreneur? Question 2. Question 3, are you showing creativity in your job where you're thinking of all of the wacky blue sky ideas that maybe others don't understand? And question number 4, are you self-motivated? Are you the type of person who has self-drive, self-motivation? Now, I would love to hear, guys, exactly what your answers are to these questions. So please drop a comment in the comment section below. Is it 4 out of 4? Is it 3 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 1 out of 4? What I would say is as well, guys, is I can nurture these skills through the Mentor I Wish I'd Had YouTube channel, and there's going to be plenty more videos that will help you on your entrepreneurial journey. Now, you may be thinking, Johnny, this has been a great video. I'm feeling inspired and pumped, and you know what? I think I am an entrepreneur, but I have a full-time job. Well, fear not. I created an awesome video on how to build a business whilst holding down a full-time job. So make sure that you watch that video next and tell me exactly what you think of it. If you enjoyed the video, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. There is going to be so much more valuable content that I'll be pushing out there. Please leave a comment below on exactly what you would like me to cover off as a subject matter on a future video, and I will make sure that I film that for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Until next time.